Okay, so I'm here at NADA 2026. I'm here with Derek Simonds, and I'm here with Tasso from NUMA.
Yep.
So we're talking about AI, so I just hijacked these guys as they were coming into the hotel. And the question I have that everybody's been asking me is, how do I know the difference between real AI and pseudo fake AI? And because it's not that easy from a dealer standpoint to be able to determine the difference. So if there was like 3 to 5 things that they should be looking for as they're going around with these shiny objects, what are the main things they should look for?
Yeah. So here, can I hold this? All right, so here we go. You ready? I got the coffee cup. I'm caffeinated. I'm ready to go. So here's the 2 things that I'm going to tell you right out of the gate, right? So number 1, if you hire a BDC agent tomorrow at your store and you put that BDC agent on the phone, what's going to happen? You're not going to say, hey, just take the call, do whatever you want. You're going to say, here's a script, follow the script, and get to where you want to go. That doesn't mean that we want them to be robots, right? That doesn't mean that we want them to read from the script unless they can't do anything else. You have to have guardrails. So the difference when you're looking at AI products, here's what you want to see. You want to see an AI product that's capable of handling a conversation but operates inside the guardrails. The problem with most AI products is that when you look at generative AI, it's not trained on a script, it's trained on an idea, get an appointment. But a customer can talk that AI into other parts of the conversation and it won't come back to the appointment.
Not every dealer wants it done the same way.
No, and so what you have to do is have the ability to train your AI so that when a customer calls in, it walks through the steps and says, hey, I understand where you're going, let's get this appointment booked. Hey, I see what you're asking, that's a great question, but let's get this appointment booked. Because we have to redirect back to the appointment, because if we don't, we fail the ultimate goal, which is to set the appointment, right?
100%. So I recently built a large language model voicemail, and it came out of the box, and this is what I would love to get your take on. So it comes out the box, I get another friend of mine, George Nenny, calls me up, he goes, Kramer, get that thing off your phone, it's terrible, right? Yeah. And I'm like, what would happen? And I experience it happening as I get an upset client calling up, he's leaving this voicemail, I can watch the train wreck happening on the transcription as I'm on a Zoom call. I can't do anything about it. The thing is telling him to call an 800 number, try this, do you have Google? Like almost like being a little smart ass, you know?
Right.
And this guy is getting in this argument with my virtual voicemail, or AI voicemail. So I call him back, I resolve it, put the fire out, what do you call it, failure rate or something? Yeah. And so, fire's suppressed. So now I got to go back and I got to train it. And I'm like, well, what do I do? So I ask some of these LLMs, ChatGPT, what do I do? Well, you got to teach it understanding. You got to teach it comprehension. You have to teach it to verify, confirm, seek more understanding. And I think a lot of people don't realize that a lot of this stuff is just straight out the box, like my voicemail was. Now my AI voicemail takes calls, it sets 4 to 6 appointments a week with me, confirms it with whoever it is that's on, looks at my Google Calendar, schedules it, and confirms it. So from that context, what should dealers know about the work they got to put into that they can't just hit an easy button, set it, and forget it?
Well, let me say something first. So first of all, I think when it comes to dealers and AI, it's all about a voice agent that you call and can do something for you. And the reality of it is AI is much, much more than that. If you put it into your system and you allow service advisors, for example, in the service operation, to take advantage of AI, you can have it do their job for them and help them double their productivity. Those are the things you should be talking about. Like if you look at your true pain points, it's not just about, hey, I need somebody to pick up the phone. You have a BDC team, you can supplement that. But man, what are you doing to help your operations? That's the kind of AI that's harder to build, less glitzy than a voice call, but more important to your bottom line operations.
So how do you look at agentic relay handoff, measuring the difference between agents and humans?
So look, an agent's going to learn, and it's going to learn from the person doing the job. So you can imagine a service advisor sitting there, and they're trying to do their job, and they're falling behind. The agent learns that and says, okay, I think I could do this part of your job for you, and I think I can recommend this that you can do faster, and how about we divide tasks together? So the agent is actually smart because we're in there showing the service advisor, looking at the service advisor's workflow and learning from that. That's true agentic.
So hit this real quick. What you just said about the training part, if you look at what we've done with our agent, the last year, we answered over 20 million phone calls for dealerships. 20 million. We handled over 200 million text messages. 200 million, right? Out of that, the 20 million, about 15% of those were actually customers calling to schedule an appointment. It's about 3 million customer appointments. We handled over $8 million in appointment value in January alone.
What do you see from a status update?
Oh, so that's what he's talking about.
60% of my call volume.
That's you just nailed it. So what happens is when you look at AI, and he's talking about how do we get agentic AI to actually be context aware. Okay, so our AI is woven into the DMS, it's woven into the CRM, it's woven into the conversation history. So it is completely aware of all of the context of the conversation. So when a customer calls for a status update, we already know what's going on. We already know. We say, hey, Brian, are you calling because your car's in for service? Yeah. Are you looking for a status update? Great. Let me pull up what's available, and it'll actually conversate with you. Then,
on what's relevant to you.
That at that moment in time, then it creates task for the advisor before that call and after the call to tell them what to do next. And when they complete them by picking up the phone and calling or texting the customer, it automatically completes them. So this is so, the advisors are telling us that they're getting back 90 to 120 minutes a day because they don't have to think about it. It's literally predicting, I need to call Brian and tell him this. Here's my UVI for the last car that just went across the drive. I click one button, it completes the whole entire upsell, and I'm able to click that and transfer that to a text message and send it to the customer. It is fully incorporated and it's context aware, and because it's a platform, it's pulling all that stuff together. But to put a cherry on the top, because of all of those calls and all those text messages, that's allowed us to train the AI on automotive service conversations and really firm up those guardrails. That's where I was going.
So I've got one last question.
Ready.
To nail this. AI replacing people.
Yep.
Right? So AI is replacing people. Everybody's terrified about it. They're worried about it. I'm watching this Joe Rogan podcast the other day with Jensen Huang from NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And he's talking about X-rays, and he's saying that they thought radiologists were going to get eliminated because of AI. And now, however many years later, there's a 50% shortage because they've been able to compress the cost of X-rays. They're able to turn the cycle time around 2 to 3 times. When I was recently interacting with a large public entity that bought a car from me, and they said they have more business than they can handle. They don't have enough cars, not enough people, yet every dealer I talk to says they can't source used cars. Tell me your thoughts on how AI, in that context, could fix those problems.
Okay, so, wow.
Without eliminating people.
Yeah, you just literally teed up one of the biggest things that we brought to NADA this year. So if you look at our key offerings, we have an AI IVR, right, that is able to handle 90% of the calls autonomously, nobody involved, right? We have our voice agentic agent, we have our context-aware inbox, and then we have our opportunities. And so our AI-powered opportunities is actually doing an equity trade analysis, is reaching out to customers that match,
DMS.
yes, what the customer has to what the dealership wants, and creating opportunities, passing that through the CRM, right? So we're engaging 100% of those opportunities throughout the whole entire life cycle, no matter where they're at, right? So whether it's no service in 9 months, whether it's a recall campaign, or it's an actual equity trade offer because we want that car. So what we know is that if we can train the agentic AI to do its job 100% of the time and pass it back to a human, because a human still needs to be involved at this moment.
You're going to need more humans.
We need more humans at that time because we're providing more opportunities. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing increases in ROs, we're seeing increases in trade acquisitions.
More than they can handle. Yes.
It really truly is. And that's the thing that's driving this. We don't want to replace humans, we want to make humans more efficient and give them more work. That's where it's at.
There's a lot of wisdom being dropped by Derek and Tasso. Thanks for letting me hijack you.
Yeah.
And
of course, man.
live from NADA.